Bill Robinson, from all the way from Perth, Australia. And here at the first Achieving Clinical Excellence Conference. Thanks so much for being here, Bill. And tell me, what are you here to talk about?
Look, Scott, I'm here to talk about achieving excellence in the field of couple therapy.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, that's been my field that I've specialised in for about the last 25 years.
Yes.
I suppose what's driven me always with this, I'll have to say at this point, I'm still kind of digesting what I've just heard in there.
Yeah.
And there was something that Richard Simon just said there, what he just said there about that wonderful story about the man, how do you become a great writer?
Yes.
And the story he gave about the man who, his wife was dying and he had to say all these things to him, and he said, write with that passion.
Right. Right.
And it got me thinking, well, over 25 years, how do you maintain that passion?
That's right.
To do
critical.
Better what you do.
Yeah.
And I think.
How have you done it?
Well,
because you have done it. You're still writing. You're still productive. You've traveled all this way.
Yeah. Look, I think there's a couple of things. He got me thinking there about, recently I just had my 60th birthday.
Yeah.
And reflected on my life. One thing I reflected on was my father. My father, when I was a teenager, I was discovering all sorts of new ideas. I was becoming very passionate about them. And he would listen to me, and I'd waffle on with great passion. I'd pause for breath, he would fold his arms, he would throw in a couple of sentences that would knock my argument sideways, absolutely sideways. I would wait for him to expand. He would fold his arms, say, makes you think, doesn't it? And wander off, leaving me wanting to throttle him. What he was doing was pushing me, I think, to the next level.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't telling me what to think, he was teaching me how to think.
Yeah.
Now, when I sort of reflected on that, as a therapist, and particularly with couples, I think it's finding that kind of point where you provoke, you push, but you don't do it so much that you sever a connection.
You don't push away.
You don't push them away. You don't make them feel what you're talking is rubbish.
Right.
What he did was say, what you're doing, what you've got is good, but you need to move to this next level.
Right.
And I think it's that kind of passion that's made me work with couples. And then having done it over a number of years has probably made me want to write and want to question some, all the kind of basic presuppositions.
Yeah.
And one thing I realised with couple therapy was, for years, we've been actually telling couples to do things that are totally unsupported.
Yeah.
And that are really too hard to do. I mean, I give some examples in my presentation. I mean, one of them is reflective listening.
Yes.
I mean, I've done that with couples.
Yeah. But I never do it at home.
Where there's no evidence that successful couples actually do this.
Right.
And when you think of it, reflective listening is like teaching couples to be each other's therapists.
Right.
Now, it's one thing to reflect back when someone's kind of complaining about a third party,
right,
but not when they're complaining about you.
Right.
That's incredibly difficult because it gives rise to all those defences and everything.
Right.
But we've been telling people to do this.
Yes.
So I think what all this has made me do is just go back and say, look, what's the support of all this?
Yes.
What happens? What's it possible to do? How can we teach couples to do things that are actually workable and that have some support to do what we actually see successful couples doing?
Yeah. That's interesting in and of itself. And this is the thing you'll be talking about in your workshop.
That is, yes, yeah. I'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about, and I'll be talking too about how you apply some of the principles of deliberate practice to couple work.
Wow.
How you do it when you're planning a session, how you do it when you're delivering one. I drew a lot from Jeff Colvin's work on that. I've forgotten the exact term he uses. Is it metacognition, when you stand outside and observe the process from the outside? But and I want to give people the opportunity. I'm going to be showing them a short video of myself at work with a couple.
Yeah.
But Not in the sense that I've seen it often done before to demonstrate how clever I am.
Yeah.
Because I actually make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
In this. The interesting thing wasn't until I'd watched this session myself about 4 times that I realised some of the mistakes I made.
That's exactly right.
And what I want to do by doing that is really introduce people to that process, to that practice.
This kind of error-centric practice.
Yeah, looking critically at what we do,
Yeah.
but not in a way that makes us depressed and think I want to give this up.
Right.
To look at ways of saying, look, this is what I missed, this is what I did wrong,
Yeah.
this is where I somehow missed it, this
Yeah.
is where I misunderstood,
Yeah.
but how can I do this better?
Sure.
How can I learn from that? Okay, the next couple I see, I'm going to be this couple, so I can't translate it directly.
Right.
But I can build something, and I don't know what that something is, into myself.
Yeah.
That says, look, be aware of what you do,
Yeah.
think about what you do, and and you know, at this point I start to stumble for words because I think, as he said in there, and as you just said in there, the left brain, you can't define all this.
That's right.
It's something, but it's something that we.
Well, we're trying to give words to
learn.
that here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But we see when we've got it wrong.
Yeah.
We see it when we look at a session. We see it in the expression in someone's face.
Yeah.
The way maybe someone just turns away like this. We see it and we respond to it. What's that something? That's what I want to pursue.
Yeah.
And that's what I want us to identify. Learn how to identify and learn from.
Bill, thanks so much for coming all this way. Excited to listen to you tomorrow.
It's an exciting conference to be with, and thanks for setting it all up and setting this whole movement up.
My pleasure.